the audio come up like this. Yeah, now I know that I cannot hear myself, but you probably can. Let me refresh the page. Come on. No, not this one. Not this one. Why do you hate me so? Refresh the page. Okay. So it works. Now I need this one. I will put up the chat window down here. I already started the recording after forgetting so many times. This goes here. And let's start the game, I guess. Ah, it was already there. Well, I can start it from here. Force of habit. Steam VR Bash. Okay, hello everyone, and hello to the new one that just came and watched me just because I posted to some new groups. I'm going to play some more Dirt Rally today, as it's been my habit in the latest days. We could make it go like this. Playing games in the morning, driving games in the afternoon. Everything seems to be set up correctly. Yes. Perfect. And now, I'll center the view. So, do you play driving games with VR technology? This is probably the best way you can do it. And this is one of the absolute best driving games you can do in VR. Originally, it didn't support it. They added it just this summer, after the game had been out for almost a year. They had originally promised it, mind you. Let's start with something that shouldn't be too hard. Okay. I'll pick the Impreza. No, I'll go with the Lancer. I'll go with the Lancer first. And repair the car, please. Yes. What is this? It seems slow. Like maybe a lot of people bought the game since it's on sale. And now the servers are a bit slower. It's possible. By the way, guys, if you don't have this game, it's a wonderful time to buy. Not only the base version is discounted, but also the first DLC. I just yesterday bought the second one, by the way, that is not on sale, but I didn't have it. I'm playing a lot, so it's worth it in my opinion. This has been much improved from the first releases, and now it's one of the best performing VR driving games, and also best VR games in general. Because look at this, now it's going to go full screen. I'm using a bit the volume, thus you can't see me. By the way, let me address the nationals. Se ci sono italiani, lasciatemi un commento, posso rispondere alle vostre domande anche in italiano. Sarà un mio piacere farlo. And let's start. I'm from Italy, by the way, guys, if you didn't notice the little flag in the corner. Sometimes people think that I put the flag there because I'm driving an Italian car or flying an Italian plane, but no, that's my actual country where I come from. So let's start with the racing. Maybe I'll try to speak a bit less than when I fly planes because I have to hear the engine. But that's relative, I mean, I do enjoy speaking with you guys. And it's been a great learning experience for me because I always have expert people that come and comment on my stream. I play this kind of difficult simulation games where there's always room to improve. There always is. And for each game I play, I've met and known someone that had important things to tell me, and in particular a guy from Italy that I hope is watching now. Hi Jack, if you're there, taught me something very important about this game, which is the correct use of eyesight, meaning to look in the direction of the curve. That's the big advantage you have with VR. So I used to play this with the HUD activated, meaning all the interface cluttering your view, and that basically removes the major advantage you have. Thank you for liking my stream, whoever you are. Unfortunately, for looking at the chat window, I paid the most expensive price. Now I'll try to not look at the chat window, but it's kinda hard to do. Let me go back to concentration. That was funny. I saw some name come up on the chat. Not only I didn't read the name, I also went and spun the car in the attempt to do it. But let me concentrate on the rest of this stage. Thank you for coming. In any case, even during the holidays, it's a pleasure having you here.
Into 5 left long, tightens 2 cut. Opens 30. 6 left. Into 4 right long. Into 3 left long, tightens don't cut.
Titans. Don't cut, okay.
Opens of a small crest. 30. Crest.
I love this game.
Tightens.
Now I discovered that putting the refresh rate of the Valve Index, the headset I'm using, to 120, even if you can't make the frames, because probably no computer can while you're streaming, actually makes the game look better. It's strange, I wouldn't know why. I would have thought that lowering the reprojection, meaning to try and hit the actual targets of 90 frames per second, would have been better, but it's not like that. It's not like that. Now I'm making only about, my diagnostic says, between 50 and 60, and yet even though I set a refresh rate that is more than double, it looks better. So that's a recommendation for me if you play this game in VR. Well, if you play it with the Valve Index, that is, increase the refresh rate. It's better. You wouldn't think it'd be like this, but it is. Now I'm speaking like the famous meme of the baseball player, play no mind. It happens when I try to drive and speak English at the same time.
6 right. Opens 80. Flat middle of a crest. 50.
Of course we're not playing full detail.
Opens of a crest 80.
That's impossible in VR while encoding the video and streaming it to Facebook. But still, I mean, when you're racing you pay no mind to it.
80. Slow 5 right long.
Only problem is the rain. When it's raining, it can really worsen the performance to the point that while streaming it's difficult. It doesn't cause nausea, at least not to me, but you tend to notice. There was a time when as soon as the game was reprojecting even a little in VR I had bad reactions, but that's long past now. At least until I tried to play the other day Boneworks. No, guys, if you have VR, be careful with Boneworks because that's the most sickening game that probably was ever made for the technology. They say it's for expert VR players, but in my opinion it's for a different type of human being compared to me. I hadn't felt that sick in VR for ages, so be careful with Boneworks, and that's my second recommendation of the day. How long is this race actually? It never ends. Ooh, I love the Lancer. The Lancer is my favorite rally car, probably. There, now I said it. So I spoiled maybe the ending of the stream, but that's just the way it is. Again, I quote the famous baseball player. Look at this. It's parabolic almost. This is the Australian rally, right? I think it should be the Australian one. Thank you for not commenting, by the way, because last time I saw something down there, I crashed.
80, crest, downhill, 5 left, 50, 5 right of a crest, into 6 left.
You might have noticed my handbrake looks a bit like an airplane throttle, but that comes with the fact that I also playing games. Also my pedals, perhaps they seem strange, they're actually pedals for airplanes. But they work well also in the context of driving.
Left long, opens of a crest, and 6 left, and 4 right long of a crest, tightens 2.
Never ends. The never-ending rally stage.
Left, slow 30, unseen, 1 left, tightens. 40. 3 left, tightens of a crest, into 4 right, into 3 left, opens of a crest, 50. 1 right tightens. Into 6 left, opens of a crest, 70. Left of a crest. crest, a dip, and caution, 5 right tightens, 2 over crest. 50 downhill, 1 left tightens. And 4 right long over crest, tightens, 2 tightens. Into 5 left, opens over crest, into 5 right of a junction, 30, 4
Okay,
left,
right at
into
the
narrow, 6
junction.
right, flat left, 40, 4 right, keep in over crest and jump into 3 left, tightens, don't cut.
I start to see
Into 4
the
right,
adverse, I think
opens
the
over
ending
crest,
is
into
close.
caution, 2 left over crest, tightens, 1. 50 over crest, downhill, 2 right tightens,
2 right,
into 2
okay.
left, 40, 4 right over crest, into 5 left, very long, tightens 4 over crest, into 3 right over crest, opens, to flat right over crest, 30, 5 left, don't cut, into 6 right, opens, flat middle of a jump, to keep left over 80, 5 right tightens, into 4 left long, opens 50,
Okay, starting to anticipate the curve a bit.
middle of a big jump,
Big jump, he says.
6 right,
Woo,
slow
my
40,
god.
keep middle of a crest,
I feels like I'm playing one of my playing games again. You remember the old game in San Francisco Rush? It was all like that. Huge jumps. To the point that eventually when they made the sequel, the cars actually were able to deploy wings and you could do tricks with them. That's another memory from the days of the arcade. This game always tends to bring them forward in me. And here's the finish line finally! Woo! Don't mind if I don't break! Whee! Okay. 8 minutes 28, let's see how it went. Well, that was pretty good, look at this. Less than 300 in the entire community of the game, mind you. Not a bad beginning. Let's see if I can do it again. I would like actually to play... but I started a weekly challenge, so it's longer. Okay, I guess it's worth to go on. I actually would like to play one of the new stages since I bought the DLC, but I guess eventually I'll get the occasion. Now it would be a shame to leave this race. Let's go on. Australia is a pretty cool rally in any case.
Starts 50, 6 left 30, turn square right. Good luck.
Already a square right. I should be a bit more careful with the car actually. I didn't care much for braking it because I thought I was doing a single stage, but now I'm going to do 8.
6 left 30, turn square right.
Here's already the big curve.
Into 3 left long, opens over
Just
crest.
a bit of
Into 5
handbrake.
left long, tightens 2. Opens over crest.
Shout with the beard house. Why put a beard house right by the road?
Left.
You strange
Into 5
people.
right. Into 4 left, don't cut. 3 right tightens. Into 5 left long.
Sorry.
Tightens 4. Into 4 right of a crest long. Tightens.
Hey Nix, waiting for you to finish the race. Don't want to cast you crush. No, because of the delay, actually, your messages reached me during the rest of the race. But now I'm going to do this, you see. I'll pause the game 1 split second to look at the chat window, so we don't incur in that problem anymore. Glad seeing you here. Here's the cattle grid, the usual. Glad seeing you also here. Today I posted the race on more groups, also people who like to watch driving games. I feel a bit more sure of myself. I've been practicing, you see. Not only on the playing side of the stream, also the car one. It really makes you want to specialize, the fact that you're streaming. Yeah, I usually play the games for much shorter spans of time. Like in 2 hours I would play like 4 different games. My attention span is that limited. But now that I stream I want to get good at something, so I'll probably specialize in War Thunder for the morning, also because Nix and the others play in the morning usually, and then go with this in the afternoon, or maybe also Project Cars. I like both actually.
30, 5 left.
this kind of rain isn't a problem. When it rains really so much that you actually have also the pools of water, then it hurts performance. But it depends, The worst part for VR at least is the way they went overboard with the rain droplet effects on the windshield. If it rains much, actually it becomes impossible to see outside, to the point that you have to play with a different view, and it really ruins the immersion. Now, why do I have to scratch my nose constantly? Doesn't help. Sorry. This is dangerous, okay. This is another stage compared to the other one.
Into 5 right. 6 left. 30. Keep left of a jump into 6 right.
Into 6 right.
Into keep middle of a crest. Into 3 right long. Tightens of a crest. Into 5 left. Into 5 right. Middle of a crest 40. 3 left of a crest. Extra long 50.
Also, if you're just starting with VR, know that this game actually has an option that stabilizes the horizon, so you don't have all these bumps that can be nauseating to newcomers. And that's another thing to look into. You activate it in the option. I use it for a lot, then I stopped using because when you stream it looks horrible. It basically makes the car move around you instead of moving with the car. But while you're driving you don't tend to notice that much. And it makes the nausea effect practically non-existent. It's a great game for practicing your VR legs, as they call them. Okay, here we are. 350. This was a shorter track. And even a little better. 296. Die, come on. Let's see how much I can improve. Monaro. Monaro sounds like the name of a car, actually. The Monaro. I imagine it like an SUV, maybe used in the city. So. Where's your wife? You went out with the Monaro. Now she cannot find a parking spot. Yeah, I bet. The Monaro is probably 5 meters long. It's a huge car. Everything's big in Australia. Repair. I'll keep the soft tires. Personally, I like them more, especially when I'm driving on gravel like this. We also have tarmac on this. Yeah. Is it going to rain, by the way? No longer. It seems it won't rain again. Yes, in fact it is. It's the same pedals I was using this morning. Look how they move. That's not very car-like. They both go like this and like this. For the planes, actually, right and left are for the differential brakes, no? Like in the German planes. Oh no, it's the same pedal. Originally, I switched them every time I went to play car games. But not only it was annoying to do, it caused a lot of problems. You wouldn't believe it. Every time you do, you risk losing all your bindings in a lot of games, not War Thunder likely, but many others. And also, eventually I got a terrible bug where the wheel basically disappeared from Windows, and all because I was switching the pedals back and forth. So I was actually sending it into warranty. I was sure it had broken. Then I found a strange procedure on Reddit that seemed like some sort of necromantic spell. You had to go in an INI, modify the files, reboot the computer, voila, and magically it appeared again. I had already it boxed, ready to send it back to the company that produces it, and I was lucky like that. So ever since that time, I no longer switch the pedals. In any case, it's not too bad to drive cars with this. Only problem is, since they're they're both brakes in theory, they're pretty hard to push down. And if you drive a game where you accelerate constantly, like Euro Truck Simulator for instance, after a while it makes your ankle hurt. Pretty bad actually. There was a time when I played the game every day and I had to stop. It was so annoying. Thank you for liking my stream wherever you are. Unfortunately I cannot read your name, but now I will pause a second. Yeah, it's very efficient. Efficiency is the name of the game with this chair. It was a great purchase for me. All I had to do is I pull it out, I open it, I plug it in the computer and electricity. My electricity is actually needed only for the wheel, yet I plug it every time. there's it's my, my own, it's a thing of my own construction. Originally it was made for driving, so I bought it together with the wheel. I thought I would use it with the wheel, but then it came to my mind that in theory I could add these two pieces of wood where I keep the flight controls, and it was the best idea. It was the best idea. Ever since I did that, I started to play simulators only in practice. Also because in VR the run, by now I only play VR. For me, the normal games no longer exist basically. And as you might know, if you've been following this world, there isn't much to play in VR except for simulator. And I always loved them, so I thought to myself, why shouldn't I also play cars, even if I'm not the best at them? And the chair is a big discovery. Doesn't even cost that much. It's the folding model from Playseat, entry level basically. Probably I paid more for the chair that I use when I sit at the computer. It's like a garden chair basically. And when you fold it, it becomes very thin. I put it back there, close to my bed. It's a bit annoying when you go to bed, but it solves the problem 100%. So basically these are pieces of wood I screwed on monitors swivel arms, very short monitors swivel arms, that are screwed to the chair in turn and held in place with they're like clamps. They are C clamps with a spring basically. They tend to wear out after a while. These are already my second set. They break after a while, but it's worth it. They don't cost much, like €4 a piece. And this is basically the gist of my setup. Originally I played with the Oculus, then I bought the Index. VR became my life. My gamer's life, at least. This is the future, guys. Really, if you haven't bought VR yet, do look into that, because it's the only way to play. No! But I think I'm going to pass. Yeah, that was the finish line. How's this for luck? That's also very efficient, isn't it? Oh. Is he happy? No, I had to go close to him. What did I do, man? Okay. 4 minutes, 0.4 seconds. 232, that's even better. But maybe not many skilled people are playing yet. Possibly because it's after Kisma, because it seems strange to go so high. 232 within the entire spectrum of the community is a lot. It's very good. No, since I removed the HUD, I started playing better, but not this much better. Yeah, sometimes I do even worse than that. I almost... yeah, you've seen it, of course. That was crazy, man. 12 kilometers now. This is one of the medium length tracks. Also night. I love night racing. Have you ever seen how good night racing looks in this game? It's incredible, really. The lighting effects are very well made, as you can easily see. One, go!
50, 6 left 30, turn square right. Into 3 left long, opens of a crest.
Okay.
Into 5 right long.
Slow, but steady, and it went. It did the job.
Into 4 left. Into 5 right. Into 4 left, don't cut. Into 3 right, tightens. Into 5 left long, tightens 4. Into 4 right of a crest long, tightens.
Now, when you drive in the night in this game, basically you have 3 lives. I call them the 3 lives. You have the left, center and right headlights. When you break all 3, you're finished. You see nothing. It's completely and realistically dark. So, but we don't have many trees on this race, so it won't be problematic.
Opens 80. Flat middle of a very long crest. 50. 6 right. 80. 6 right of a long crest. Tightens. Into 5 left long. Tightens of a crest. into 5 right of a crest,
I sure hope I didn't start
6 left long,
a monthly challenge, because that will mean
5
I'll
right
never
of a
be able
crest,
to complete it in the
2
stream.
left,
But I think it's a weekly one. It should be a weekly one. I didn't read.
into 6 right, into 2 left tightens,
Boom, boom. The monthly ones are longer, you see, it's an entire
30,
championship,
5
basically.
left,
But you can stop and restart later, so after the first event, I could in theory go and play the other
flat
dailies.
middle of a jump, 30,
No, because the dailies pay pretty well, as you've seen when I logged in.
opens, into 6 left, opens of a crest, caution, 30, 1 left, tightens, don't cut, into 6 right of a crest, into 3 left, into 5 right long of a crest, tightens 3, into 5 left, 30,
How's that?
crest,
How's that for a drifting cube?
into 4 right long, opens, straight of a junction,
You could say Fast and Furious, but it's far too slippery here.
into 5
Maybe
right,
it's the slippery and furious.
6
The
left,
muddy and furious, how's that?
keep left of a jump into 6 right, 30,
Well,
into keep middle of a crest, into 3 right long, tightens of a crest,
imagine racing on this track with motorbikes. That would be cool for a VR game.
into 5 right, middle of a crest 40, 3 left of a crest, extra long,
Really missing VR bike games.
5
Imagine
right of a
racing
crest,
MotoGP.
to keep
Wow.
middle of a jump, 30,
I saw some message from Nix. I'm going to do the split second pause. Okay, thank you, Nix. I do my best.
into 2 right long, tightens square right of a crest,
Well, I don't know if it's called still a drift when it's just mud that makes you slide.
60,
It's a muddy drift.
right of a crest,
Or something such. Okay, let me pay attention to the race now.
into keep left of a crest, caution,
Left of a
30, 5 right
crest.
long, tightens 3 of a crest,
Guidance 3 of a crest.
60, over narrow bridge, 4 right,
The bridges are dangerous.
5 left of a
If you miss the bridge, you're going to wreck your car 100%.
opens, into
Also, another
6
thing to
right of a crest,
look out on this track is the cattle grid, the thing that's made to stop the animals from going beyond that point of the road.
right, tightens
That's something that has elevated structure to the left and right of the road, and if you hit these, you're in big trouble.
crest, 30, 4 right long of a crest, into 5 left of a dip, to jump, 30 of a bumps, to long crest, 30, 5 left, into 5 right long tightens, into 5 left of a crest, into 5 right,
Oh,
and flat left, 60, flat of a jump maybe, 100, turn, square right, tap,
here's the big one.
30,
Handbrake, I mean airplane throttle.
into 4 right, opens of a crest,
Basically, that's what you do when you have to evade an enemy war thunder. You push the throttle forward. Well, no, actually, I pushed it backwards in this
2
case.
right long,
It's supposed to stay all forward when you're not using the handbrake. It's inverted, you see.
into 4
So maybe it's like an helicopter
into
throttle.
6 left, opens of a jump maybe, into flat right,
Smooth slide.
30,
Thank you, Nix. You're too kind as always.
the flat through grid and big jump 200,
The big jump. Here comes the big jump. Whee!
4 right long tightens, to gravel,
And tarmac again.
into 3 left
Ooh.
long tightens, 30, 6 right of a jump, 50,
So did you know that the Italian planes for World War II had inverted throttles too? That's modeled in another game I play, Sturmory. No, what?
80,
Okay.
middle of a crest, tarmac,
Probably it's modeled also in War Thunder, but I never noticed
30,
it.
turn square left,
Yes, another square curve, that's the bigger one.
80,
Doesn't need the... Yeah, actually needed it.
middle of a crest,
Okay, it still worked, even if I pushed it a bit late.
right, 80 of a grid, to gravel, 30, 4
Here's the
right,
cattle grid. Woo!
into 6 left of a crest,
And this is bad. No, it wasn't so bad. You have to trust in your car. especially when it's the Lancer.
Opens of a bridge.
If this really are hardy like the game make it they see him, then it's probably a wonderful car. I wouldn't know, personally I never drove one in real life, even though I pick it all the time in rally games. And also not in rally games. It must be a Lancer fan.
4 left of a crest. Into 5 right. Into 5 left of a crest. Into 5 right of a grid. Into 5 left of a crest.
Cutter grid?
6 right of a bump. 30. Flat crest into 6 left long. 50. Gate and 5 right of a crest long.
Gate, he says.
30. Crest. 30. Keep middle of a crest. 50. 6 left.
Watch out,
very
man,
long
watch
of a
out.
crest.
This is where you make the mistakes usually, at the very end.
Crest. And 5 right long. Opens of a crest. 150.
We're close to the ending line. What are the headlights doing? This is worrisome. Okay. Okay, woo! Okay. Well, I was stopped before I killed him. I was stopped by the very powers that be. And now I'm 173rd? That's good. No, but I think most people are still asleep because of Christmas. It's impossible. Usually I'm not that high. That's very high, by the way. If you don't know, you usually have more than 5,000 people doing these races. So that's pretty amazing for me, at least. But I think they're just still asleep for Christmas. 5th stage, Yambulla Mountain Descent. 6 kilometers, not a long one. Repair vehicle. Like so. And I guess, well, let's check the surface. Gravel, medium gravel, then gravel, medium gravel, tarmac, it's another 2. Well, it's just 2, I mean, it would be a waste not to go with the soft tires. They won't even have time to wear out. Yeah, I know, Nix, I like it too, it shows the pedals and stuff. Apparently this tells some people that dislike the sight of human feet, but I mean, it's a part of the body. I'm not going to wear shoes, I'm just too used to drive like this.
3, 2, 1, go.
Plus, you can't make everyone happy.
Crest, 50. Flat left of a big jump. 50. 6 right. 120. 6 right of a jump. Continues long.
The solar eclipse? What do you mean?
Caution.
There's a solar eclipse. Ah, I think I read something. No, probably not from here.
Into 4
No,
right.
no. It hasn't been in the news. I read something over Google probably, but I don't think it's going to be visible from Italy.
80. Flat middle of a big jump. 50.
Usually when it is, it's a big event. They speak it in the news all the time. It's almost like they don't know how to fill the time. The TV
3 left
time.
long, narrow.
No,
50.
no, today absolutely not. I would have heard about it.
Into 6 left. Into 5 right, don't cut. Into 5 left long, tightens. Tight 3 over crest.
Also, by the way, hasn't there been another big earthquake in the Philippines? I think so. I think so.
50.
And I saw Kat came and commented on the past stream this morning, so I think he's okay.
Don't cut. 3 left.
Probably he's not in the area that was hit by the earthquake the last week.
2 right, tightens over crest, narrow.
Speaking about the very
Into 3 left. Into 3
happenings on different sides of the earth. That's video game streaming for you. Really brings different cultures together.
5 left. Into 4 right. And keep straight of a jump.
And now I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat box, but it's going to be
Over crest.
hard.
Into
Yeah, people comment on all sorts of things, Nix. I've noticed they tend to do. And most of the times when it's the strangest things, it's not the things you would expect. Yeah, apparently that's disturbing to some, if you can believe it.
6 right, opens of a jump maybe. Caution slow, 30.
But that's not a problem.
6 right of a crest long.
It
into
doesn't
1
offend me, I mean.
left, 30.
Woo!
Crest and 2 right.
Good, good.
tightens. Into 2 left. Into 2 right of a crest long. 50. Unseen. 2 right tightens.
Indeed, that's the truth of life and also game streaming.
30. 4 left
Sometimes to make a group happy means to make another one angry. Like the label thing, you remember the label debacle with Sturmovik, and now comes the big mistake. But the car came back. Okay, that's good. Do a barrel roll, folks. And I did it. The debacle with the labels was epic, because apparently people that play the realistic flight simulation game Sturmovik hate with a passion anyone that dares even to play that game with the labels identifying the planes, but they should know that in VR they're actually necessary because the resolution isn't as good as that of a monitor. I tried to explain. Maybe I explained it well, but probably wasn't understood. In any case, it's not a problem because now I rarely play that game. It just doesn't work for streaming. It has too many dead times when you're overflying the battlefield doing absolutely nothing. It doesn't work well as a streaming game, and that's the reason you don't see many people streaming it. Unlike War Thunder, case in point, or also this. This is the most interesting minute by minute probably. It's got so much action in it. It's also a bit tiring, because you have to keep your eyes always peeled to the road, maximum attention level. Probably I'm discussing too many things at once also today, but apparently it works. Maybe it's just that people are asleep because of Christmas, I don't know. I'm analyzing your camera position. Okay, to analyze. That's a bit strange as an expression. Should I worry about it? Oh, here we are. Ooh. There you go again. Too humble. And stop. Let's see how it went. 159th. Ooh, look at this. I'm probably in the first fifth of the community. That's a first for me. It's too much better than usual. Probably it's a bit of both. I'm learning a bit better, but also there are many people playing this time of the year. I think I remember at the height of summer was the same. It was easier to come in the first section. And that's good, because you earn a lot of credits, of course. The game doesn't take into account the number of people that race, only the order of arrival. Well, it's not the order of arrival, well, the times. Look at my poor Lancer, it's all dirty. It's all broken. Yeah, that's the reason they had that series of games back in the day, Virtua Racing, Virtua Fighter. It was actually all about the humility of learning such difficult games for the time. Virtua Fighter was quite a handful. I never learned to do all the combos in that game. Sega really looked ahead of the time, also with its series of rally games. This game makes me nostalgic for some reason, I don't know why. Probably because I played Driving Gates a lot more back in the day. I never really lost the enthusiasm for them. Okay, be right back. See you soon. Woo, that's a jump.
Into 5 left long tightens, tight 3 over crest. Into 4 right long over crest. Into 5 left, 50. 5 right. Into don't cut, 3 left. To middle of a crest, caution 30. 2 right, tightens of a crest, narrow. Into 3 left, into 3 right. Into 4 left of a crest long, 30. 5 left. Into 4
That's also the sponsor of my car, Recaught. No idea what it is. Judging by the style of the logo, I think it's some kind of technological company. And I don't think it's operative here in Italy, I've never heard of it.
Into 4 right long, tightens. Into 5 left, into 5 right, into 3 left, tightens of a crest.
Jump maybe. It's either a jump or it isn't, man. Did you study the track layout or didn't you?
And 2 right tightens. Into 2 left. Into 2 right of a crest long. 50. Unseen. 2 right tightens. 30. 5 right. 30. 4 left long of a crest. Tightens 3 narrow. Into 6 right. 50 over crest. 5 right long. Into 3 left. Tightens over crest. Into 2 right tightens. Into 2 left over crest tightens. 50. 6 left.
I should have gone with the handbrake
6
there.
right. 5 left. 80. 5 right long. Opens over crest. 30. Caution narrow. 4 right tightens. Into 4 left. 50. Crest and short 3 left. Opens over crest. 30. 5 right. 5 left. 5 right tightens. 30.
Really puts you into the zone, this game, the so-called zone. After a while you're completely into it. It brings you in the virtual world like no other game.
Crest opens 30.
It's not as much a feeling of presence as they call it, more like you're just driving. What you're doing is driving. You forget what in what context.
Tightens narrow. 30. Flat middle of a crest. 50.
And you're doing something you would probably never do in real life, so that's the entire point of it. Who would ever dare to drive like this in such a road?
Into 4 right. Into 3 left. Into 3 right. Into 4
I don't know even if it's that realistic, but it feels like it is.
crest. 30.
It's realistic enough for me.
6 left of a crest.
Ooh, almost went and hit the trees.
Into
Simone, ciao!
6 right.
Grazie per aver cliccato mi piace. He's my friend. I was speaking to you about my master of rallying,
Left long.
also called Zach. Thank you for showing up, Simone. He speaks English. I can speak English to Simone.
Tightens 4. Opens of a crest.
Today we're doing Dirt Rally, for which I bought
Tightens
the DLC that I'm not using, because apparently the daily race I never have the DLC I bought. And I bought it just for doing the daily race, mind you. It's a bit expensive though, huh? 30 euros from what?
50.
Some races. Oh, Nix wrote something long. Wait a second, Nix, I cannot read something that long.
Flat crest 60. 5 left. 30. 3 right long.
I could put the game in pause, maybe.
Opens of a crest. 30.
Because it bothers me that I haven't read it, and I would end up crashing in any case. Analyze your Mustang ending 2 from the previous stream. I found out that your low altitude landing for the plane is even. No, Nix, you're too kind. I cannot believe it. I saw you pilot that thing. You're a maestro of it. We're speaking about the playing game, you see, Wartana. Nix, you should get a joystick though. I mean, I see how you play with the keyboard, you're amazing. I've never seen someone play that game that good with mouse and keyboard. But probably the joystick gives me an advantage, otherwise I would never be as good as you. It's also nice showing people that it can be played with mouse and keyboard, I guess. But I don't think many can manage it. The joystick is probably easier.
Into 3 left long. Tightens 100. Flat middle of a crest.
Thank you for watching my video so thoroughly, Nix, in any case.
Right long. Opens
I'm used to flying at low altitude in any case, that's what I always did. Even to a fault, as you know very well. For instance, the other day, I went back to the Russian plains and then I said, so that's the point, I can fly low in the Russian plains. Completely fake, because I noticed how much I improved by just following your advice of flying high. And yes, the Russian plane climb very well, they have these powerful engines, but still flying low is very, very dangerous. And I died a lot in that match, and it opened my eyes even more than playing the American Tech 3. Basically, I finally understood the way the thing is. You have to stay high. It's obvious, I know. It seems obvious, but when you're playing it doesn't feel so. the Mustang, you see, if you don't play War Thunder, maybe you don't know it. We're speaking about the P-51, right? But the Mustang, one of the most iconic American planes from World War II. And it's this twitchy hard-to-pilot plane that really shines when you can handle it well. And that's a very powerful weaponry. It's an interesting plane to say the least. You should play War Thunder, by the way. If you don't, it's a free game, I mean. One of the best things to do in VR, really. And it's completely free. And you can play it forever, because it has so much stuff in it. It's one of these games that have been going now for what, 7, 8 years. It's filled with content and it's all free. It just takes time to grind. But it's not really grinding if you're enjoying it, right? I mean, for me, to make the game longer is not punishment. It's a reward for me. Then you can also pay up if you want to unlock the best planes early. I personally never would do, but some people do. It's an advantage, yeah. Ah, you're speaking about altitude, yeah. Yeah, it's something you also forget when you play the more modern planes. In DCS you can care much less about it, for instance. You just shoot your missiles even before you see the enemy. I mean. I would be very interested to try the Era 6 gameplay of War Thunder. I'm almost there with the Russian line. Because there you introduce the heat-seeking missiles, and I think it becomes something completely different. Hi Shinli, thank you for liking my post. 141! Ooh, will I even end before the 100? Ah, it's over, okay. It was a festive challenge, by the way. I unlocked the second engine mapping, so this isn't the Lancer I usually drive, because that is fully upgraded. Now, I would also like to play a bit of the DLC I bought. Maybe I'm asking for too much. The problem is that I cannot tell... this is the monthly challenge I was doing, yes. R5, yeah, let's go ahead with the monthly challenge. This is also, what is it? Spain. Well, I better play this, because otherwise it keeps my car locked for who knows how long. The monthly challenges also pay a lot. I was hoping it was set in Greece, but it's going to switch setting. Someone did criticize my method playing War Thunder Sim with mouse and keyboard today, but I don't mean really. No, I know. You can take this sort of criticism really well. It was, if I well remember, the idea was to show people how it could be made, because people don't know about it. But actually, it's very doable if you're good. And it's all tarmac. This is the one all on tarmac. Okay, it's not going to rain, so let's go with soft tires. I mean, you know the drill by now.
Start 70.
Yeah, even criticism about feet. All criticism is welcome. Take note, guys, you can criticize us. Streamers usually don't take that bad. Otherwise we wouldn't be in the scene, so to say. Now I feel like part of it. By the way, a little secret, I began streaming like a month ago, but already I enjoy it most of the times. Oh, performance on this track seems better. This is a much more powerful and responsive car. Look at this. Look at this. How it turns. As soon as you touch the wheel, it goes completely to one side or the other. Yeah, I should remember that on tarmac you lose life less much.
6 left, 150, 4 right long of a crest, 50, 4 left, 50, 5 right long, opens 30, early 5 left, 100, 6 right, 100, 6 right long of a crest.
My god, this is fast. Imagine hitting a rock at this speed. It's going to disintegrate my car. And it's also very expensive. This is a car that costs a lot to fix.
6 left long, tightens, 30, 5 right, extra long tightens, 30, 4 left. left right over 150. 5 left long.
Somewhere
Opens over
some bit
crest into
now.
4 right long.
Got
over
something to
crest.
do. Ah, okay, Nix. Don't worry, I know you're working.
Into 4 left long over crest. Slow
Thank you for
30,
showing up as
turn
always.
2 right. 30.
Whoa!
4 right. Keep left over 30. 3 right tightens. Into 4 left. Into 5 right. Into 3 left. Into 5 right. Into 3 left tightens. 30. 6 right. Opens over long crest. 30. 4 right long. 30. 5 left long. Into caution. 3 right tightens. Into 5 right.
I'll concentrate a bit for a change.
Right over crest, 5 left. Into 6 right. Into 2 left tightens. Into 4 right long. Tightens 2 long. Opens. Keep right over 50. 2 left long tightens. Opens. Into 6 right. Into 3 left long. 3 right tighten. Into 4 left. 50. 2 right long. Tightens over crest. Into 2 left tightens.
Yesterday I rewatched my video on this and I love the fact that you can hear from the microphone the gear shifts. The microphone is in the headset, you see, and it's pretty sensitive. Actually changes my voice quite a bit. My voice isn't so deep in real life. Or so people have told me, because I hear it from the video exactly like my own voice. It's a very sensitive microphone. This means you can hear the gear shifts. What the fuck? And also you can hear the swearing, okay. I better return the attention to the rest. This is very difficult.
Left. Into 4 right. Keep left over 60. 4 right. Very long. Opens 30. Into
Ah,
finish.
already it's
Into
over.
5
It was a
right over
short
crest.
one.
3 left long. To stop.
To stop. Ooh. No, I killed him. This is a little game we play. Sometimes I try to scare him, but it ends up badly and I kill him. But he's always back for the next race. This is a much more difficult endeavor, also because being the Monty Challenge, more people have played it. Still I was in the top half of the community, so not so bad. But I would like to play the DLC tracks. Let's see if I can exit. Well, maybe after this one. No, you can probably exit without problems when you get to the zone where you change tires. Then there is even an option for that. I wait for it. Let's play an entire cycle of stages, then I go back to the race selection.
300. 5 right.
There's so much
Into
stuff I
two
haven't
left.
yet
3
played
left
from the
tightens.
DLC, it's a
Into
shame.
4 right. Good luck. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 300. 5 right.
Tools, it says. Nice advertisement. It's an advertisement for Tools. Have you ever heard of Tools? It's a nice product, very popular.
Into 4 right.
Can do a lot of things. Tools.
3 left.
You feel a bit like a tool when you use it, or maybe their marketing department should feel like a tool.
6 left. Into 6 right long. Opens 30. Keep right into 2 left tightens.
The famous tool product.
Into 5 left, small cut. Into 5 right long of a crest. Into early 5 left of a crest. Opens 50. 1 right long. Opens.
I like the speed limit. Don't go above 40 kilometers per hour. I think we're breaking the speed limit, probably.
Very long. 80. 2 right, small cut. And
Why did I have to look at the chat window? This thing is very distracting. It's dangerous to race with the chat window like this. Because unfortunately the text goes from top to bottom, you see. If it went the other way around, you could easily glance at it, but the way it is, probably I should put it on the roof of the car. You can move it around however you want. It's an overlay, an external VR program.
tightens over crest and pole.
And then I'd have to move it back when I play the playing games,
Opens
so it wouldn't be that convenient.
60. Flat right 50. 3 left long. Into 5 right long. And short 4 right. 4 left long tightens. Into 6 right long. of
Tools.
crest,
Here it
slow
comes again.
30, 1 right
The
long
famous
tightens.
tools. I had a moment of doubt thinking that maybe tools was meant to indicate the area where you can retool your car, so to say. But apparently it wasn't, because now I see the billboards even during the race. So it's an actual product or company. Tools.
3 right tightens.
The company of tools.
6 left.
Oh!
Into 5 right, small cut, into 5 left, tightens. Into 5 right long, narrow, 30. 4 left, open 6, extra long.
This really has very cool scenery, by the way. Look at
Right of
this.
crest,
The mountains are especially well made with all the vegetation strewn about like that.
into 3 left, tightens. 100.
I think the people that model these tracks really know a lot about plants or studied it in any case, because you can really tell the variety of trees for one another. It's more important than one would think.
Opens into 5 left long,
It kinda justifies the high price for the DLC, well kinda.
30.
Still a bit too high in my opinion.
Into 4 left, extra long, opens.
Oops.
Right, extra long, opens.
That's a nice marking pole you have there. Would be a shame if someone were to hit it
6 right
at
long,
100 kilometers per hour. Clash.
extra long, opens, keep middle of a 30, 6 left, into 5 right, extra long, tightens, 100, 4 right, into 4 left long, tightens,
Then you watch the chat window, then you watch how many viewers there are, then maybe you look back at the road, and if you are still on the road, it's a big if.
3 left, tightens,
It's so distracting.
into 3 right, into 5 left long, 50, 6 left, caution, 30, 3 right tightens, opens, 6 long, 30,
Almost
3
there.
left long tightens, into 3 right, tightens, over finish,
Over finish. No, I hit him. I will manage to do it eventually. I think my standing improved a bit. But let's go back to the main menu. I don't want to do another full event. I'd rather try the various DLC tracks. There must be some daily race that does it. This is 3 events, by the way. Very possible to complete. How long do I have yet? Did it even say it? The entire month. Ah, here it is. Yeah, another 18 days. I wish they wrote the name of the track. Unfortunately, they don't. And it's not like you go and do the D+, it means you're going to do the DLC. Depends. Depends. Ah, there's a daily race with Group B. I think this is Greece, by the way. Group B, these are crazy cars. Look at this, 600 horsepower. Completely crazy. I guess I'll pick the Lancia, why not? Does it have a new livery in the DLC? Possibly. No, I think this was the old one. I picked the Lancia orange because I want to be fancy like that. No upgrade that I can put on it. Ah, yes, this is one of the new tracks, but it's actually a track, it's not a rally, so I don't know if it will be as spectacular. In theory, you should race on this together with others, but when it's a daily event, probably you don't. Let's experiment a bit. Let's see how it is. This is completely new to me. It's one of the DLC. Also, it's with Group B, and it's raining. Oh god. Oh god, this looks difficult. Let's try it. You have to do the Joker lap, even if you're not doing the Supercross, Rallycross variation, still you have to do the Joker lap once. Also I would go with this view when it's raining, otherwise you don't see anything. Listen to the sound of this engine, they're completely crazy monsters, these kind of cars. And in fact already the water got the best of me. How the heck does this work? This is not the direction of the Jockey Lab. Well, not knowing the track hurts me a lot. I don't think this will go as well. That's the direction of the Joker. Well, let's take it at once. I mean, why not? Maybe I'll go back inside, you know. It feels so strange to drive from the hood in VR. Now I don't understand where I'm supposed to go. No, okay, it's ridiculous now. No, you can see nothing from inside when it's raining. I knew I shouldn't have launched this, but now that's complete. I mean, it's not so long. This doesn't work. Rain is difficult, the car is difficult, the track is unknown. Unknown, I mean. I should have done the practice for it. I should accelerate less when I'm sliding, because on tarmac this car can easily understeer, and then you're in trouble. Yeah, be more gradual with my accelerator game. Don't mind the hood that is about to come off. Yeah, I'm not doing it again this time. I finally understood how to take that curve. And also now I understand the track. Of course it's too late to post at decent time. It's a cool track though, huh? Now that I understand how it's laid out, I don't dislike it at all. Maybe we could do the actual rallycross event on it. Don't exaggerate with accelerator. How many laps do I have to do this torture? To do these tracks without the other cars is really kind of a waste. Normally don't do it. I thought it was a rally, I did not read the description. Starting to get the hang of it, at least a bit. I hope my Joker lap was counted, because my car actually reset the position after taking it. I don't know what happened. Yeah, you're meant to drive it like a boat. After all, we are on water, no? No. Okay, luckily it was over. I don't think it's a good time. Unfortunately, I lost control a couple of times. He's happy, but he doesn't know the truth. Yeah, indeed. See, I should get some credits for it. Once your car gets reset in the position, you get penalized for it. Was probably the hardest thing possible to do something like that with a car on water. But let's keep to the Group B cars because they're so cool. I'll go again with the Lancia Delta this time. Or as they call it around these parts, Il Deltone, meaning the big Delta. This is a very iconic car in Italy. Let's take a look at the lighting condition of the room. Ah, okay, today it's working well. So yesterday I had a big problem where, since I had used the optical zoom in the webcam driver, the self-regulation of the exposure went haywire, something like that. And it showed up as a very dark view and it looked really bad. So now I cut the view in a different way, so I don't no longer have to zoom it, and it works much better. Let's go on the snow again with the Group B car. So it will be difficult, but at least it's a rally. Also, have you seen how bad performance was on that track, even having much less geometry? Because the rain is such a resource hog, it completely destroys your performance in VR. In my opinion, there's some kind of error on the part of the programmers. Probably they'll fix it eventually, so I hope. Okay, this will be also absolutely hellish to go with the Group B car on this track. Let's see if I can manage. One thing I love with the force feedback of this game is how you can feel the difference of the various surfaces. Now that I'm on ice, for instance, the wheel turns much more easily. It really feels like you're on ice.
Slow, keep left over 50, unseen, open hairpin right.
I don't think I will need the handbrake because it's already so slidey.
Extra long. Into 6 right. Opens over crest long. Caution, tightens 4. 5 left. 50. Keep right into 2 left. Into 3 right. And 3 left long. Into 3 right long. Tightens 2 long. And 4 left, extra long. Opens over crest, tightens 3 long, tightens 50. 3 right long, tightens. Into 2 left long. Into 4 right. And 4 left. And caution, 3 right long, tightens. Into 4 left. Opens 30, 3 right, into caution slow, 4 left long, opens, tightens, open hairpin left, tightens. 4 right long, tightens.
Yeah, it's the wet physics that is strange in my opinion in this game.
4 left.
And most driving games are like that. Now I say that, I'm making a mistake. But on tarmac it handles well, even the Group B car. And it doesn't slide as much.
Tightens through tunnel, 50. 3 right long, opens, 50 over crest. 4 right, into 4 left, extra long. Keep right over 50. 3 left, extra long. Into 4 right long, tightens 3 long, opens long, tightens 80.
Again, looking at the chat window makes me hit the wall. It's too much of a temptation. I don't feel like disabling it. Maybe I should just learn to not look at it during the race.
80. 2 left long, tightens. Into 3 right long, opens 50. 4 right long, over finish. Keep left over 30.
Okay. It wasn't bad, I think. Let's see. Oh! No, he doesn't like it unless you really almost hit him. He's a masochist like that. He wants to risk his life every time. Well, I mean, it's in the top half of the community, so not that bad. Is every event I pick today a multi-stage one? Cloudy.
Start slow 3 left long, tightens, open hairpin left. Good luck.
But yeah, let's go on, I mean.
5, 4,
It's as good as any. Monte Carlo is pretty cool.
1, go. Slow 3 left long, tightens, open hairpin left. Into 6 right. Opens over crest, slow, keep left over 60. Crest into unseen hairpin, right long. Bump on exit, for left long tightens. And keep right over 50, crest, and for left tightens. 30, 1 right long.
What is it doing? Why did it go like this?
Into 2 left long.
I think I hit
30,
the snow pile with the rear wheel. It went completely haywire.
2 right long, open 6 long over crest. Into 1 left tightens. Into 3 right. And 3 left long. Into 3 right. 30. 3 left long tightens. 100. 4 right over crest. 50. 3 left, extra long, tightens narrow. 50.
Oh
Extra long,
shit!
tightens narrow.
But I don't know, it doesn't go straight. There's something strange. Again, it does it. Probably it's thick eyes.
4 left long.
I think I killed like 3 people.
50.
That comes with the risk of going watch rally and position yourself like that. But I'm sorry about it. Put some driving chains on this thing, man.
Right over crest. 60.
I wonder if they do it already, I don't think so.
2 left long tightens. Into 3 right long.
Woo! The crevasse!
Snow and ice starts now.
Snow and ice starts now. That's an ominous thing to say.
Caution tightens 4.
Yeah, it's the thick ice that is here. Completely makes the wheel loose. It's quite an experience.
Into 3 right long, tightens. Into 4 left. Into 2 right tightens. Into slow 4 left long. Into 1 right long. Opens. Into 3 left long. Unseen, open hairpin right. Into 3 left long.
Is
Into
that
2 right
sliding?
long.
It's worse than sliding.
Into 6 left over crest. 50, 3 left long, tightens 2. Into 3 right long, caution, tightens 2. 50.
Oops. Little
2
touchy.
left, opens extra long. 30. 2 right tightens. 30 over crest.
No.
2 right.
I just thinking, considering the difficulty. Oh, I completely broke the car. No. So yes, my attention span. Do you want to go back to the service area? Well, I guess. How well. It happens. Hi Siddhartha, thank you for liking my post. No, but I want to go race on a different kind of track. Now after this, I'm sure of it. Damn it. I don't think it ever happened to me on this track. It's the night stage. Okay. Well, it's also a good time to stop, since it's going to save progress. Not that it's going to be the best progress after this mistake, but and the problem is that not knowing the name of the tracks, you never know what you're getting yourself into, unless you learn the actual screens for them. Let's do the AI weekly challenge group A. Yeah, maybe this one. The Ford Escort, Subaru Mitsubishi. Well, I'll have to go with the Lancer again. I wonder why it is no longer upgraded. This must be a different Lancer. What category are we racing? Group A. No, I'm sure I raced with this a lot. I don't know why. Since it's starting from base 0. The New England stage. Yeah, I remember this one. This is pretty cool. I should be able to improve performance. Gravel. Well, but it's gross gravel. No, I'll keep the medium tires. This is also a long event, so they're going to wear out. I guess I'd better.
4 into 5 left into cut 5 right opens long. Good luck. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 30. 6 right of a crest long, tightens 4. Into 5 left, into cut 5 right, opens long, 30. 4 left long, opens 30, 4 left. And 5 left, extra long of a crest, tightens turn, 3 left. Opens.
This is more my cup of tea.
And 6 left. Into 5 right, 30. 6 left long, 30. 4 right long. Opens 30. 4 left long. Opens 50. 5 left. 30. 5 right long. Tightens 4. 80. Keep middle of a crest. Big jump to long crest. Into 6 right, extra long. Into 6 left, opens of a crest jump. 180. 6 right of a crest, jump, 120. Keep middle of a crest, jump, 50. 4 left of a crest, extra long, tightens of a crest. 6 right of a crest long, 120. Through narrow gate, a turn, right. Opens through narrow gate.
Ah, damn it.
Turn, 1 left. Opens 200. 4 right, extra long. Opens 80. 6 right, 120. 4 left long, opens 100. Flat right of a crest, 120. Keep left into don't cut, 4 right. 100. 6 right long, 50. 5 left long, don't cut. Slow 30. 6 right into turn unseen, hairpin left. Opens 6 left.
Say it a bit sooner, man. Hairpin left.
150.
You should say it earlier. And now I make a second stupid mistake. By the time it registered in my mind, it was too late.
6 left, opens.
Maybe I should make the calls come earlier. Wait a second, there is an option for it. Yeah. Anticipate a bit more, man. When you're going this speed, it doesn't work at all.
50. Caution, slow, don't cut. 6 left long, 30. Turn unseen, hairpin right.
Okay, you see how this time he said it on time. I didn't
6
go
right
as
long,
horribly bad.
tightens 5. Into 4 left of a crest, jump. 100 of a crest. 4 left long and slow. Keep right over 100. Turn 1 left, don't cut.
One left is pretty tight.
Sudden turn 4 right long. Opens of a crest to crest. And 6 left of a crest. Into 6 right of a jump. And caution, keep right of a crest into 4 left. And slow, 4 right long, tightens turn 1. 30. 4 left of a crest. Into 4 right, very long, tightens. Into cut, 5 left. Into 4 right, tightens of a crest, jump. Opens to crest and 4 left, tightens 3. Extra long, don't cut of a junction. And 6 right of a crest, extra long. Into 4 left of a crest. 30. 6 right long, over crest, jump maybe, to crest, into 5 right, extra long, tightens. Keep middle of a crest and don't cut 4 right. Opens 80 over crests and 4 left long, tightens 3 of a junction. 50. 6 left, extra long. Into 4 right long. Into 6 left, extra long of a crest. Opens extra long. 30. 5 right long, tightens 4.
How this doing the call on time, it's much better.
5 left, extra long of a crest, 200. 5 right of a crest, jump long, tightens. Into 5 left long of a crest, 40. Turn unseen, 2 right long.
Oh,
Opens
I broke the windshield.
200. Over narrow bridge, past Bales. 20. Turn late, hairpin left, around Bale.
Hairpin left.
Into 5 right, extra long. Into cut, 5 left.
Short flick of the handbrake bar. Airplane throttle.
6 right long, water splash.
Water splash.
80.
Where's the water splash?
Middle of a crest, and through
Oh
narrow
god.
gate. 20.
That's a lot of water.
6 left. 30. 6 right of a crest long. 80. 6 left, extra long. Tightens cut 3. Into 4 right of a crest. 40. 6 right of a crest. Into 5 left. Opens, keep middle of a crest. 6 left, 6 right, very long, over finish,
Over
to
finish.
stop.
To stop.
Well done.
And it should be better in theory. Ooh. Yeah, the servers are a bit slower. What is it doing? Well, okay. Well, top of the pack, I mean. Let's do some Rallycross. Just for a change. I also enjoyed that game mode. But with the other cars, not like I did earlier with no one. You have to do the championship for it. Also, I would restart it, because this won't have the new tracks. I started it before buying the DLC. Yeah, I abandoned it and restarted it. It was almost at the beginning. How powerful do you want to go? Well, middle of the pack. I mean, the Ford Fiesta is quite enjoyable in this game mode. Maybe I could upgrade it. Well, I have a lot of money, yes, why not? Not the setup thing, because I never do the setup, like most players. You have to really understand a lot of things to do it logically. Silverstone, I don't remember doing Silverstone, maybe it's one of the new season, I don't know. I hope it doesn't rain. It really sucks when it rains in this game mode. Okay, I called it. Not only it is raining, it's a strong rain. It always rains, I don't know why. Well, it's England. No, but I know this track. Okay, I did it. So yeah, we're going to be with other cars on the track. But finally, I love to play with the hood view. You can see absolutely nothing from the inside of the cabin. It's done that better in VR. A real shame, that is, but unfortunately. Look at that. How can you drive like this? If it was like this, they wouldn't even do races during the rain. Power maxed. Oh, what are you doing? This is a nice responsive car. Little but powerful. No, but he can't crashing into me, this sucker. What the hell? Let's just start. I mean, we had just started. He pushed me, that guy. That nasty guy. We have 5 restarts per event. Now we just started the event, so we have 4 restarts for this event. In theory, when you're so closely spaced together, you should play with the external view, but I don't have a feeling for it, I never use it. Starting to think I should let them pass. Yeah, I'll recover later. These are killers. Well, now I'm maybe the one at fault. Huh, won't be the easiest recovery. I will try. Can restart again. I won't take the jogger lap also, because if I take it now I'll never see the rear of another car again. At least for this qualification race. Yeah, I know, I need to catch up. Thank you, man. He's giving the pro tips. You need to catch up, really? Don't tell me so. Ciao! Ooh, that was close. I think I'll take the jogger lap at the next lap, not yet. He's going for it now. I manage to get them when they do their Joker. I will also have to do the Joker though. Let's do it, I better. I'm not sure about the lap because I don't have the interface activated. They probably recover a bit when they go and take it also. They all have to eventually. Ooh, I think there's been a... Yeah, there was a power shortage. My UPS came on. A little. Woo! I'm trying to do the turn with the head first and then let the car follow. It seems to work better. They're all here. Ah, but it's over, okay. 3 minutes 7. You're right at by time, of course it didn't go well. But it was because they pushed me on the side. They made me hit the barrier. It's 3 seconds short. Well, it's not impossible to recover. Let's see if I can recover. In any case, if you go to the next qualification phase, it's still good. So all I have to do is drive better on the second and third round. But more than driving well, the important part is not doing the accident I had earlier. That really put a stake in my wheels, so to say. It will keep raining the entire event, right? I hate it, I don't like driving like this, but it's not really a choice. I mean with the hood view. The internal view is completely unusable in VR when it's raining. You see how they push you, and they're not fair drivers at all. Tell you what, I'll now take the Joker lap, the first lap, so maybe I can distance myself from them. They will have to take it in any case also. One guy is already doing it. I'll do it also. And no, it was the other one who pushed me. This sucker. This time I feel more competitive though. I think I can take them. They probably haven't taken the Joker lap yet too. You have to think of that. At least a couple of them haven't. I'm almost sure. And apparently they don't want to take it yet. He lost a piece. Why are you losing pieces, man? Stop littering the road. Go and take this blasted Joker. Now they must, I think. Yeah, 2 of them are taking it. And I should pass them. I should. The first one is very hard to catch now. No. Okay, they didn't pass me. But there were two in front, not one. I was sure there was only one. He's angry again. That's not a good sign. Damn it. Well, I mean, you're third. Well, in the context of the race, it's going pretty bad, but I'm not disqualified yet. No, it's not against PlayerNext. It's not very much played online. This is still against AIs. But the rain is really being difficult for me. Also because you're forced to use a different view, but it seems it's always raining in this game mode, I don't know why. I usually drive from the inside, but from the inside you can see nothing in VR when it's raining. It's done pretty badly from a graphics point of view. Look at this. How can you play like this? You don't see anything. So you have to play like this and I'm not as good. And then there's the fact that they push you continuously and they hit you with savagery completely out of the scope of possibilities. They're very angry drivers. Road rage is pretty much a constant. It's like a Mad Max simulator. I wish my car had machine guns like the planes we fly in the morning needs. That's how angry they're making me. Imagine that would be a quite cool game in VR, where you drive and shoot at the same time. I think we already had this discussion. It's constantly at the center of my mind. Okay, but this isn't too bad, come on. We can still save the event. They slow down much more than me. Let's take the Joker lap. When they do that curve, that's probably what costs me precious seconds. Apart from the fact that they constantly hit my car and send me spiraling towards the guardrail. No, well, at least I didn't hit the wall. This time I hit you. How do you like it, man? Let's make it more Christmassy. Yeah, more like this. This is how you take this curve, I think. You wrote me something, Nix. Wait, I read it. Once a fire pilot, it's hard to get it off. Yeah, it's hard indeed. Once a fire pilot, always a fire pilot. And this is the last time I try to read the comment. Why did I have to do it? Why? The chat window is so distracting. They're still here. I can't catch them. I always hit this thing, damn it, I was going well. I'll pass you at least. I will pass you. Did I? I guess I'll have to restart this, because now after 3 failures, how can I qualify for the next step? I was going pretty well. Well, I mean, it's not like I was disqualified yet, but... No, let's restart. I had 3 attempts. Let's try to make it good. No, don't worry, Nix, it's me. It's just... I have to get used to it. Maybe I should have that application. Do you know it? That reads the comments to you. For racing games it would make a lot of sense. I've seen it used mostly by Japanese streamers. I will manage doing it. I have to keep trying. Focus now, yeah, Ford also. For the river. Focus on the race. I will focus next. And maybe I'll take the jogger lap next lap, not yet. Really have to take the rain into the account. That was close. That was close. No, it happens again. It's the rain. It's the rain that makes me fail. No way to take the jogger lap now. Now you have to take it. Have to go now. Okay, bye Nix. Bye, see you tomorrow. Will you be tomorrow morning online? I hope so. I will play War Thunder again, I think. Want to see the new plane I unlocked. What was its name? The Black Widow. The P-60 something Black Widow. It's like a big plane. Looks interesting to say the least. You will have to explain to me the many uses. It's probably a ground attack plane, I think. Yeah, I know, bye. Have a nice working day. Well, it's hard. I mean, it's so hard that I'm starting to question the fact that I keep doing it rather than go back to something else. Just to not end the stream on a very low note. My god, that's a tragedy. No, I won't be able to win in this combination of race and weather condition. Bye Nix, see you tomorrow. Let's do something more familiar. The main problem is playing with the exterior view, the hood view, so to say. That really ruins my performance. I'm not used to it. And yet the rain forces you to. They should look into that. Spain track again. This will probably be my last stage, by the way, so thank you for sticking to the very end of the stream. Let's see if I can make it a good one. La salita desde Monteverde. Goes with the wet track. Ah, it's raining again. Okay, really hurts me. But maybe if it's not raining bad, you can use the interior view. It's when you have so many droplets that the VR graphics is completely broken.
50, 2 right long tightens. Good luck.
No, this is okay. It's okay. Some tracks are completely broken in that respect.
60, turn unseen, hairpin left.
This is the H3 category. Look what a curve just at the beginning. So there old cars, but fairly powerful one. The slow ones are the H1 and H2
Into 2
category.
left. Opens 50. 4 left. 30. 3 right.
No. Nah, I lost my edge. Will you please recover the cars, stupid
4
game?
left.
I
30.
guess I'm getting tired.
3 right. 50. Keep right into 2 left long. Tightens late. 30. 5 right. 60.
No, what the fuck am I doing? I fell completely.
4 right long of a dip. Tightens 3 of a crest. Into 5 left of a crest.
Yeah, because you see, this isn't a car that gets to the road very well.
30.
Probably because it's older. So there's quite a bit of rain
Into
on the
cut. 4 right.
track.
Into 3 left long.
Well, I say
Opens of a
track,
crest.
probably I should
70.
say road.
5 right long. Tightens 3 long.
Thank you for liking my post, Matei.
Into 2 left.
Every help is appreciated. I'm still a fairly new streamer.
5 right.
All your reactions help me get into the mood and maybe return to a decent level of driving skills. No, but we started pretty well. Probably I have to build a resistance to this game. The level of attention it requires is very high for playing it 2 hours straight, and I think it showed in the stream.
Into 4 right.
But I'll probably learn to do it.
Into 6 left. 6 right.
Maybe I could also play some more racing games, do a half and half. I'd love to think about it.
6 right. Into 5 left of a crest. 30. 6 right. Extra long of a crest.
But now I think I understood the way this car handles. Yeah, it's working a bit better.
Slow 6 left of a crest into small cut 3 right. 4 left. Cut 4 right. And 3 left long. 30. Cut 4 right of a dip. Opens of a crest into 6 left. And small cut 4 right. 3 left long. Opens. 6 left. Into 5 right. Opens into 3 left tightens. Into 3 right tightens. Into 4 left. Into 4 right long. Opens of a crest. Into sudden 4 left. Into 5 right. Into caution 2 left long. 30. 2 right long.
No. Why did he do like that?
2 left long tightens. 30. 4 right. Extra long. Tightens.
And again he
long,
does it.
tightens. Into 5 left long. Tightens.
Come on. Once it started raining, all my skill went down the drain, basically. So that's something I love to learn, driving in the rain.
Into 3 right tightens.
You know, since wherever I go, I find rain. It's like
6 long.
Fantozzi's Cloud. I don't know if there's Italian watcher. We had this famous
4 right.
series of comic
Into 3
movies
left tightens.
with an actor that is very famous in our parts. And he was the stereotype of the unlucky
Opens of a
salaryman, if you want to use a Japanese sounding term. He worked in this big company and he always found himself in difficult situations. And one of the things that Fantozzi had was this cloud following always above his head wherever he went sometimes, and it started to rain wherever he went. So that's my experience with the second part of the stream.
cut.
And the more I find myself into difficulty with the water, the more Fantozzi's cloud
Caution, keep left
comes
of a crest,
after
3
me.
right tightens. 30. 4 left long. Tightens 2. Opens. Into 6 left. Very long. Opens of a crest.
Ah.
Into 2
Okay,
Opens
this time I
to
saved
one
myself
right.
from the embarrassment.
Into two left, to crest, one left, over finish,
Over finish. Whoa!
into four right long,
Well, I passed the finish line before doing this, so it's not as bad as it looks. It's a bit problematic because can I recall the car to the track? No, because I completed the race, you see. So what is he going to do? I just go, yeah, like this. Let's see how bad it was and no longer say how it went. Yeah. Well, I will still learn also from this. I guess this is my signal, I'm getting tired. And I'll have to close the stream. But it was fun, at least the first part was. The second was stressful but also fun. I hope you also enjoyed to watch me. I sure enjoyed to have you here. Now, tomorrow morning I'll be playing again Flying Games. Almost assuredly War Thunder, as I said also to my friend Nix. And presumably tomorrow afternoon some more of this, or maybe another racing game, I still haven't decided. If you do see my stream posted though, I would love for you to come. In the meantime, ciao from Italy and see you soon. Like and subscribe if you feel like it. Bye bye.